don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you.
I don't know what's real anymore. I've opened up the door to nowhere.
Hello there everyone, this is Tom, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at the DX9 Richtofen. And part of the box has some really nice art. I'm really digging this art they're doing. I think that's the aerial bots because it looks like Silverbolt. Anyway, bottom of the box, you know, you shouldn't need anything in here. Side of the box, top of the box, side, and the back of the box we get this pretty little schematic look at Richtofen from DX9, and I really like it. I really like the box. So let's tear him out of here and see what he's going to end up looking like. Okay. Empty box. Let's see. Looks like we get collector's card, instructions, DX9 toys made in China. Okay. Sorry. Let's see here. We get a display stand, maybe. Alright. We get that face from the episode. Kind of nice. I kind of dig that actually. We get his little blaster. It is just silver paint with some detail that you can see here. Maybe. Yeah, just some detail. It's a fairly decent cast. We get the girl who loved Powerglide from that one episode that one time. She's okay. She's a static figure. But she's okay. For what she is, she's fine. And then we get, lastly, Powerglide. And there's nothing on the bottom. And he comes wrapped in that little bit of paper there. Set that aside. And tell you what. Stand, man, stand. What's wrong here? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. It's not right out of the box. I don't know. I'll take a look at it and see. There we go. Okay. Let's zoom in here a little bit so we can take a look at him. He has very nice blue eyes. As you can see, he's got a little paint detail right there. Got a little paint detail here on his crotch. And that kind of represents his paint detail. That really kind of represents his paint detail. He's got some silver right here, a little bit of gray. I'm pretty sure that's gray right there. It's a different shade than, well, maybe it's not, maybe it's just the light. I can't tell if that's black plastic or just painted plastic, can't tell for sure. He's got a little bit of silver right there at the bottom of his feet. We'll see that when he turns into robot mode. These are painted silver, so that's something. this front piece here may be die cast. If it is, it may well be the only, well, no, his feet, well, I'm having a hard time telling for sure. I don't think that's die cast. I'm pretty sure that's die cast. I don't know. Let me go ahead and really quickly do the size comparison here. He's coming in at, let's go to the top of the head. That is 5, almost 6. And if you take into account his wings, he's almost 6 3/4. Almost. Width-wise, let's see here. How much shelf space is he going to take up? About 2 inches, I would say. Width-wise, shoulder to shoulder, we're looking at approximately 2.5. This standing may be due to my surface, but he seems a bit back heavy, which is disconcerting. I don't know if, I mean, his heel spur can move in and out, and I don't see any additional heel spur. So standing may be a problem for this figure. It may not. I don't know. Let's see here. What do you say we put him next to some Masterpiece bots, because that's, I think, what most people are going to want to see him next to. There he is with Beachcomber, Bumblebee, Cosmos, Sea Spray, and that kind of represents all of the bots that I have as far as Masterpiece mini bots, I guess if we call them that. So he's a little bit bigger than what I probably would have had in my collection, I guess, but he's fine for what he is. Here he is next to Hound, because I always considered him a mini bot too. So you got that. And of course, when you're doing comparisons like these, you have to have MP10 in frame. So there's your Masterpiece size comparison right there. For you movie fans, here it is next to Movie Bumblebee. Here it is next to the Classics Prime mold. Okay. For you animated fans, here it is next to RC, and here it is next to, for you Transformers Prime fans, here it is next to Starscream. Stand, man, stand. Okay. Beast Wars fans, here it is next to Black Arachnia. Power of the Primes fans, there it is next to Swoop. And of course, here it is next to, that's not him, Nemesis. Where'd you go? I'm right here. Alright, get in there. Rawr. Right there he is next to a Legend scale figure. So there is your sense of scale for this figure. I thought we were done buying Autobots. Well, Nemesis, I'm sorry, there's going to be a few more. Why aren't we doing skits? Well, skits take time, and I'm doing stuff. Hurry it up! I got a contract, you know. Yeah, I know. I've heard all about it. Yeah, you better. Alright, get out of here. Okay, folks. Again, you got to have fun with the things you're doing, otherwise, why are you doing them, right? Let's see here. He can he hold his weapon? Oh. It's just a straight down. Yep, you can hold it just fine. let's see here. The mask, let's see, that's going to fit in, I imagine. There's a gimmick here where you turn his face around like this for transformation, and then you just, if you're using the mask for whatever reason, you just put that in that slot right there. Get in there. Don't be that way. You know it's not going to do you any good to do that. Get in there. There we go. It's not the greatest connection ever was, but it does work. Okay. Let's see here. Alright. Articulation wise, you saw the faceplate move right there. The head, you can pull it up and he can look up and down a little bit. I can't seem to get, there we go, it was just tight. Side to side. Okay. The arms have this little arm guard right here, which is very nice. This arm guard right here. Still, he can do a full 360 with his arm. The arm guard will move out of the way that far to allow him to do that right there. Okay. He has a mushroom peg right here, which allows for bicep rotation, double bend elbow due to transformation, which is just fine, and cleans up fairly well. And if you can't see it, his landing gear is right there. So if I forget when I transform him and don't show the landing gear, remember where it is. His fingers, we saw them open. They're on a base pin knuckle. The bottom three are just static, and the top finger opens that much. I mean, it is on a single, it is on an individual hinge, so that's something. He has a mushroom peg at the wrist, which allows for wrist rotation. The waist. Does he have a waist swivel? I'm not 100% sure he's got one. He does. He does have a waist swivel. I'm sorry. Yes, so he gets full rotation at the waist. As you noticed, these hip skirts can move out of the way. He has them on this side, on the sides, and in the front, which they look like universals. That's as far out as he can go as far as doing splits. The Chinese splits. Forward to there, and that back piece does move. Okay. It's just stiff to get it around there. So he can't really do the full American or the full Chinese splits. Just be mindful of that. Okay. He has thigh rotation right here, right at the joint. His knee bends 90 degrees without trouble. The foot is on a hinge. You can see the pin right there. It's on a hinge right here, and it's on a, this is how your rockers are generally built. You've got a screw right here which allows for movement, which gives you the back and forth, and then you get the up and down with the hinge, with the pin. So, flat-footed, he can extend to right here. This is it, flat-footed. Good luck trying to get him, there we go, I guess he can stand. Okay. So, let's see here. We've covered articulation. I've shown you how tall he is, scale comparison. We've looked at him. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this opportunity right this second, right now here, to go through the flight stand, because we've looked at the other accessories real quick, and then we'll transform him. The flight stand is easy to assemble. Basically, You take this part, and it's got DX9 written on it, if you all can make that out. This part goes in. It is a round. This is round, and this is octagonal, like a stop sign, an octagon. So you put that in there, and it stays just fine. There are interior broken sections for ratchets. So this part right here has spokes. You just put it in here wherever you want it, push it into place. To move the angle or whatever, you have to take it loose. That's just going to have to happen that way. The top part is the same as this part. You just put it in here, and now it is complete. We'll show how this works with him once we have him in airplane mode. So before I transform Richtofen here, there's one little feature I wanted to show. His chest does open up, and if we can get some light in there, you can see there's some gunmetal gray, and he has his little heart painted, and this is painted gunmetal gray as well. And I'm not sure, that might be landing gear or one of the hinges, but I don't think that's landing gear. Regardless, why don't we go ahead and transform this guy. First thing we need to do is move his face, pull his head up, and move his face around. I don't know if that moving the head up part is absolutely necessary or not, but it sure does seem to make it easier for me. Open this up back here, and there are two little latch hinges right here. Pop those out, and that frees up the arms, as you can see. That also frees up this backpack section here, which we will need to, on a double hinge right here, bring down like that, bring this piece under, and this is actually going to tab in right here when we're ready. It's just better to go ahead and have it kind of prepared. We can take the hands at this point and move them in. Let's see, we need to rotate them, I think, so that the thumb is pointed down, if I remember correctly. Maybe I got it backwards. Maybe it's the thumb has to be pointed up. No, that's not it. It's sideways, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Right like this. Make sure I get that in there. Yep. Okay, so I'll show that again. Rotate your hand so that it is like this. Fold it down. Oh, other way. Fold it down and then in. And that's how you get his hands the way you're supposed to be. Take his arms here, and we can, at this point, remembering that we have landing gear in here, because I kind of forgot. Yep, that happens when you get older. You begin forgetting things. Of course, if that's the only thing I forget during this review, will be gold, as they say. Let's see, how do we get those out? Take the gun and push it out. That would work. Okay, so go ahead and push that out and shut it back down. Let's see here, if I can remember the way this actually goes. This clip right here needs to go in here, so you need to position your arm so that it can fold back and in the way it's properly supposed to. And hopefully you can see this on camera as it goes in. He says that. There, just like that. And again, he's got landing gear, which has came down. I remembered this time. Maybe I can do this more coherently on this side. Take your clip here that held the shoulder in place and push it into that little section right there. You will need a tool to remove it. Just be prepared. Okay. Now, let's see here. This comes around. Oop, let's not forget our landing gear, Tom, because you're sure about to. Okay. push that out. I'm taking the tip of the weapon here and pushing it out. Close my hand back. Pull out the landing gear. Okay. This rotates, rotates, comes up, and this should just, if done properly, clip right in there, just like that. And that's his arms done. Now we just need to do his legs. Come down here and open these up. Push those up, push those in, extend this, push that up all the way as far as to go, push that in, open, and extend. Now, we rotate this way right here, and this will come up and pull up your landing gear. Let's see here. This closes down and locks into place. This closes down, locks into place. Let's see here, and I always forget how to do the legs here, don't I? It does seem that way. There's a proper way of doing it. Come on now, Tommy boy. These people are wanting to see how this is done, and you are not helping. Oh, there is a pin right here which allows everything to close up. Just have to pull that out like that. Let's see here. For some reason I had it in my mind that we had to spin the thighs around, but I don't rightly remember now. Oh, we do, because there's red on this thigh. So we spin that around, spin this around, and that moves it in a little closer. So spin it so that the red comes out, close it back up here, spin that around, and now, if we've done it properly, this should work. This part comes under and connects right here. It really does. It's just got to be folded in properly. That's easier said than done, unfortunately, because it's got to be flush here first. There. Okay. Now then, this should come up and in here after I get the thigh pieces together. There we go. There we go. Now we bring this up and into place here. I promise you that's what we're supposed to do. Tell me, boy, you're doing something wrong here. What are you doing wrong? That's the way it's supposed to. Oh, your thigh's not. No wonder. There we go. That ought to do it. That did it just fine. So as you watched me struggle with this, understand that the thigh piece here was not straight, and as a result nothing would pin together. So just be mindful of that. Also be mindful of the fact that this landing gear right here is a place you naturally want to put pressure on, and I don't recommend that because it's not the strongest piece. It's just a piece of plastic right there. So no pressure, just try and get it on there some other way. And adjust, and oh, now brother, we're so close. Let's get in there like you're supposed to. There we go. And that seals in there real nice. Then we can rotate these around, repin this thing in place because it's came loose again. That does happen, apparently. Okay, pull these things down, take your wings here, and there is a port and a tab. It's not the securest connection I've ever seen, but it's sufficient for what we're doing here, I think. Stay together, brother. Stay together. And that goes in there. Pull down our landing gear. And not disconnect the thing. And there it is in plane mode. Let's see, is there some place I can store the weapon? It might. Don't do that. Let's see here. Can we put it right here? Not happily, but that face keeps wanting to move on me, as you can tell. But yes, you can connect his gun right there. So, weapon storage. I don't see a place to connect the face or the girl. Let's see, to have him fly, you just put the thing in there like that, and now he's flying on his flight stand. So yay for the flight stand. Okay, there was one step I left out of transformation. This part right here pulls up and spins around and comes back down to make a far cleaner profile for your plane. It's a pain in the tail end to get it there, but it makes a far cleaner look. So just be aware of that. I swear, you get you an extra landing gear when you do that as well. One last final piece of transformation that I missed. These pieces right here flip up to do like that. Let's do some size comparisons here. Let's see, in this mode, wingtip to wingtip, he's coming in at 7 inches approximately, maybe just a touch more. Lengthwise, from the tip of his little nose here to the back part is 6.5. You may not be able to see it, but 6.5. How tall is he? Let's see, I'd say the highest part on him is going to be from here to here. We're going to have to eyeball this one, folks. I'd say approximately 2 inches, give or take, just a touch. Size comparisons in this mode. Here it is next to a Fall of Cybertron Seeker. Here it is next to a Power of the Primes Dinobot. Again, just to kind of give you a sense of scale here in this mode. Here it is next to that crappy Bumblebee that I hate so much from the Generation song. And here it is next to Classics Prime. Okay. Let's see, I think we've pretty much covered everything. We need to get into Metroplex, the hand of Metroplex, and then we can go to final thoughts. And now, to answer the burning question on everyone's mind, how does the DX9 Richtofen, their Powerglide, scale with Metroplex? And here you can see him in the hand of Metroplex, and he's a good size. He's far too big for what he is. Of course, he's going for a masterpiece scale, but and there's RC, Generations RC, just for a sense of scale. So yeah, he's pretty big. And here he is in robot mode. He's pretty good scale in robot mode for Metroplex. Final thoughts wise, I think this works just fine for what it is. The profile is clean, the plastic quality is good, the scale is okay. I don't know if it's accurate or not. I don't have the Sunbow chart in front of me, but I know people swear by that. It's well made. There are a few issues with clearances and tolerances, but once you get everything lined up and you know what you're doing, it works pretty well. What paint there is applied well and cleanly. He is movable. I mean, you can put him in poses. Not the best poses, but you can get him posed up as needed. His accessories make sense, other than maybe the girl there. I understand why they did it, but yeah. And let's see, lastly, do I recommend him? Oh yeah, if you're into Powerglide, if you're just wanting to finish off your Minibot set. As far as I know, he's the only offering that we have in the Masterpiece scale. He is, as of this recording, he was $80, $79.99 at TF Source. So there's always that. And the alternative, if you don't want to have him, you know, on your shelf, is the Hasbro one, which is okay. It is not great, but it is an option. I mean, there's always options, and options are good. Options are always good. So, man, I'm spending so much time dealing with this, I'm not paying any attention to the figure. Shame on me. But as you see me struggling with that one, it is apparent that there is big differences between the two of them. And I don't guarantee the one on the left to be accurately transformed. He was just literally pulled out of a box. But there you go. Buy this if you want to. The price is okay for a Minibot. I guess at 80 bucks, I guess that's okay. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed yourself while you were here.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
And they come packaged in a little envelope, and you get one of these little stiff cardboard. They're not horribly stiff, they're flexible, but you know, they're designed to keep the stuff from bending. Some really nice artwork, designs that they do, supplies, things of that nature. And on the back here you get this really nice picture image of Soundwave and Ravage and Buzzsaw.